Good morning, everybody, and this is your Forex day trade setups for today. So, pretty interesting week last week. We kind of hit a one-to-one on the Euro USD. In other words, $1 was €1, €1 equal to $1, and then we basically ranged for most of the week. The weekly bar, bit of a pin bar, nothing really to write home about. I don't want to be short here. Would much rather be short higher up. So if we start looking at the weekly, you can see there's the weekly structure there. From an 8-hour perspective, we have structure right where we are, but it doesn't look like we're actually adhering to it. So if we just get down to the hour, we are looking a little bit of exhausted here. Also still no structure anywhere to the left. So for me, there are gaps to the upside. It does look like we are trying to reverse the current trend, but I wouldn't say that's a long-term reversal. I would say that's just a bit of a rally that's going to form. So I'd be paying attention to these areas here, pretty much. We've got a 3-day uptrend at the moment. We've broken through the moving averages. So I'd want to see what happens at 1,00726 and 1,00500. So if we can get some structure in this area, then I would anticipate that the trend that we had on Friday continues, and then we're looking for another leg higher, and to me, more than likely a retest back of 101178. So that's kind of the view that I've got at the moment. If we do start dropping below 10500, probably another test of these lows, but I'd be a little bit skeptical of chasing that at the moment, because you'd probably be held up by 1 basically, so 1,00000. So that's kind of the area that I think you'd be held up by. So that's kind of the view that we've got there. If we move across to US dollar Japanese yen, we've had a bit of an exhaustion bar to the upside, and then we've got inside bar, roll over the moving averages. I suspect this could be some form of a top forming, but again, what you want to be doing is you want to be selling off structure. Definitely don't want to be selling with the oscillators like that. So look to the left, look at all these tails. What you're looking for is an opportunity here at 138,689, and I would do that on the hour, on the 15-minute. So that's the one area. And then the other area is obviously this gap. So you can see that lines up with all the moving averages as well. Look at the oscillators starting to roll over as well. So something between 138,500 and 138,689, I would expect some kind of rejection for a move to the downside, and ultimately this gap here would be the ultimate target. Now, the way I trade gaps is a little bit different to the way everybody else trades gaps, because I would be first looking to take profit here at 137,673. Then I'd want to see a pullback, another rejection. That's the point that I'd jump in for this bigger gap here. So there's always 2 trades for me on the gap. And there's a lot of potential support here, and you can see the 155 EMA here as well. So that is another area that I'd be paying attention to for opportunities to continue the uptrend. So to start buying off this area. Moving on to the British pound, Japanese yen. Lots of support trying to form here, but the oscillators are indicating something different. So if you look at all these tails going into the close of the week, and if I drill back down to the hour, that is sideways. There's no 2 ways about that. So Friday was pretty much sideways price action. Oscillator's not giving me anything. I'm going to want to see some kind of a break and retest of this area here. So 164,474. I want to see a pretty solid break and a pullback onto that for support. Before I even look at anything, alternatively, I'd be looking, and it's kind of going to be messy, but you want to see a break and retest of 164 for a move to the downside. But ultimately, this is a sit on hands for me. Leave that well alone. Moving on to Euro British pound, we've we've been trending up for quite some time, and then a week before last we dropped, and last week it's looking like we are retesting uh, this zone here, which is all the moving averages. Look at the oscillators grouping to the upside. I suspect you have another leg down brewing here. So if we drill down to the hour, at the moment, probably a little buying scalping opportunity off 084831, but I think that's probably going to be capped by 085135. That's kind of the view that I've got there. So this is a bit of a messy one. Higher time frames indicating potential move to the downside, lower time frames indicating another move to the upside. So until we get below this zone here, which is the 155 EMA on the 15-minute, I'm also sit on hands. I'm not really interested in jumping in long here, just based on the 8-hour. That's not something that I want to do, plus an inside bar. Yeah, so it looks like a pretty juicy flag after a big move to the downside. So I'm favoring a move down. The big question is whether there's a bit of a Brooks gap here as well, so there may be another move up there. So the big question at the moment is, probably find some support here for a move back up into this 085220 or 085135 area before rejecting off there. So yeah, tale of two stories here. So on the lower time frames, probably another leg up. I would anticipate into here. Higher time frames, something is brewing for a bigger move to the downside, which is going to give us a continuation of this previous trend down. So yeah, that's kind of my view here at the moment. So that is a sit on hands until I see something happen off one of those two levels. Hope that helps, and we'll catch up with you tomorrow morning. Cheers for now.